Have no fear, the Digipreneur is here. Keron Rose joins us on the Zoom line. Keron, great to see you as always. Good morning.
Always good to tap in with you, Jason. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
That's right. We're going to head back to China for your experience there. I know you spent some time, and you would have mentioned, I believe this was the city you mentioned last week, Yiwu?
Yiwu, yes. This is one of the most important cities that most of us have probably never heard about, but we absolutely need to understand Yiwu City.
And you're saying this is basically a city where TNT could tap into and get to understand what's happening, because they are indeed the world's largest hub when it comes to I would imagine products, not so much services. They deal with wholesale, I would imagine, and businesses could go there and get their ball rolling.
They deal with the most amount of things. So what Yiwu City is, right? Yiwu is a city where it is the world's largest trading hub in the entire world, right? Now, China is a very massive place. And depending on what industry that you're trying to get into, whether you're trying to get into manufacturing, supply chain, and you go down further, what type of manufacturing you want, what type of supplies you want. All of these things are located all over China, making it like if you're trying to start, it's very complicated to start with China. So what they've done is they built a centralized city, which is Yiwu, as the largest trading hub in the world. This is like the national showroom of China. So when you want to meet manufacturers, when you want to meet the suppliers, rather than you trying to figure out what part of China to go, you start in Yiwu because everybody has a physical presence there. So whether you're talking about products, whether you are talking about services as well, right? Because they have a large amount of services in that city as well. Yiwu is the starting point, meet everybody there, and then the relationship could take you to different parts of China. But think of Yiwu City as the global, the national showroom of China.
So what's the process? You get there, you have to meet with a middleman, an interpreter. Is it that most folks there could speak the language of business, which is English? Just walk us through a day in Yiwu.
Okay. So Yiwu, there's a couple of ways to enter into the Yiwu market, right? So one of the things that everybody should pay attention to is every single October, right? So we're in October. The Yiwu Festival, the Yiwu Product Festival happens every single year, coming on to the end of October. I think it's on the 25th and 26th of this month, right? This is where people from all over the world fly in to this just global trade hub, and it's an annual fair, and that's a good starting point right there. The second way to tap into Yiwu is they have a platform called ChinaGoods.com. ChinaGoods.com, and that has brought about, I have the figure list, I don't want to mix it up, right? ChinaGoods.com has brought in over 2.5 million products online from Yiwu that you can now access from their website. So you can go to ChinaGoods.com, you can meet all of the manufacturers and suppliers from that platform, and you can start to organize from there, right? Now, you asked a very important question. Do people speak English when you're dealing with them? So this is one of the things that I thought was brilliant just during my time in China. The Chinese government is pushing all of its business owners to be trilingual. They want people to know English and they want people to know Spanish, because those are the two largest languages being spoken in the world. So what you now find is the most amount of business people who are speaking 4 and 5 languages just to be able to now, again, do business globally. So getting somebody who speaks English is not going to be a problem, which leads me to another point. There is a platform called shop.chilat. So it's SHOP, shop.chilat, CHILAT.com, shop.chilat.com. This is one of the biggest sourcing agents in the country. So essentially, if you have a product idea, you can go to them and say, hey, I'm in this particular space, I'm looking to build this particular product. This is a company that specializes in helping you build your products and services from scratch. So they know all the manufacturers, they know all the suppliers. They have in-house designers, marketers, package designers, everything. It's a one-stop shop to bring whatever you are trying to create to life. And again, they have everybody on that team that speaks a multitude of different languages, and that's going to help you get started inside of China as well.
So I would imagine to conduct business there, is it that you have to tap into their financial structure? Could you use your credit card? Is it cash is king? You have to come with cold hard cash. How does one navigate the business now, the financials there in Yiwu?
Yeah, so this is how big Yiwu is. Yiwu has developed their own payment platform. So kind of think like PayPal, Stripe, WePay locally, First Atlantic Commerce, now PowerTrans. The city of Yiwu has developed their own payment platform. So you can pay through your credit cards. When you connect with the actual suppliers as well, they're going to have their own, they'll have additional ways to pay them. It could be bank transfers, it could be, Western Union, so you can pay them through a multitude of ways. But then the other beautiful thing about Yiwu and when you're getting started is that this is how we're going to scale. Right now, so many of our businesses are buying retail. So they're buying on Amazon, they're buying on Walmart, they're bringing all these things down, and then they're selling it retail, right? We can start tapping into Yiwu, right? So whether it's you're coming to the annual fairs, whether you're using something like a ChinaGoods.com, or whether you're using a sourcing agent like Shop.Chilat, we can tap into the largest source where products are coming from. And this is how we can now start to scale our businesses rather than always trying to buy retail and then sell retail.
Excellent. So you are saying it's really the proper starting point, even for, let's say, someone looking to get into business. This could be the starting point. You go, you see what you like, make your contacts, you do your networking, and that's your direct line. Or will it be that you use the starter that will take you now to a main course, where there's another city with other big production and commerce and service and items going on?
It's basically both, right? So because they're building Yiwu as the main showroom, right? There's another thing that's happening in about 2 weeks. I'm actually trying to see if I can get my tail over there to be a part of this launch. They're now rolling out the new Global Digital Trade Center. And the Global Digital Trade Center, I want to give you these numbers, right? They have invested $1.15 billion US dollars, and this property, it spans, let me see if I have the numbers, I lost it, but it spans I think it's almost like 1 million acres. This is how big this entire global digital trade hub is, right? So they're making this massive investment. They want you to come down there to be a part of Yiwu. This is going to be the starting point, so you can either do business there, and that can take you to other parts of China. You could, like I said, you could use ChinaGoods.com. So even if you're not physically coming there, you can access goods and services online. But the best thing is, if you do get to come to Trinidad, and this is a cultural, sorry, not Trinidad, if you do get to come to Yiwu or China in general, they like to meet people face to face. They like to sit down. And when we talk about breaking bread with people, with China, they like to sip tea. They like to meet you face to face, shake your hand, drink tea, get to know you. And that's where the best bargaining is going to happen. So that's the biggest advantage to physically coming to China, right? What I would love to see, and I'm throwing this out there, Suriname, another Caribbean country, they have a 30-day visa-free access to China, right? And I'm saying to myself, we do so much business with China. Why doesn't Trinidad and Tobago have visa-free even for 30 days? Because if we can get at least visa-free for 30 days, it makes it even easier for us to just go to a place like a Yiwu, right? We could sit down, we can do business, we can drink that ceremonial tea so we can get the best bargains. And again, that's always going to be the best thing. But second best thing, if you can't make it to China, no worries. Check out the ChinaGoods.com. Check out the shop.chilat.com. And again, that's going to be a great starting point to get you started in building your business and scaling it.
What seems to be the hottest seller out there right now? I mean, obviously, you said it's a starting point. Is it that electronics is always a sure shot? Is it that home supplies? What you see as a real viable option right now, if one was to go with a good bit of capital, you go to Yiwu, meet with one of the suppliers, and just get your ball rolling to do your wholesale, you buy wholesale, sell retail, and you could turn over your container, turn over your stock.
Funny enough, they said that one of the biggest exports out of Yiwu is mechanical parts and car parts.
Serious car. So you could even get car parts in Yiwu.
You could get anything. Anything can be got, and then on top of that, you're meeting manufacturers, so anything can be built from scratch.
So Yiwu is the place.
That is the starting point, and this is why I'm saying we need to be better friends with China. There is, and I'll talk about this at another time, right? China in Hangzhou City, this is where DeepSeek was created, this is where Alibaba was created, right? Jack Ma's university. They've launched the Caribbean Research Center of Development at Hangzhou University. They are studying us. Do you think we have anything that's on the ground here that's studying China and how we can start to really work with China and build with China? They're studying us to learn how to do business with the entire Caribbean. It should be us doing the exact same thing. There should be a Chinese Center of Business and Development or Research or whatever have you, where we are learning how do we tap into China, because we are not going to scale our business. There's no manufacturing in America, right?
Yeah.
Everything is coming out of Asia, and China is the starting point. We need to fully understand what our options are and then tap into that.
Even I would imagine introductory Mandarin should be something that we even consider. So at least we could have that rapport.
But Jason, but in the malls, we were in one of the malls and we saw over 300 business owners learning English and learning Spanish inside of the malls for free. That is the level of commitment China has to building business globally. They are doing free classes of English and Spanish in the malls for business owners so that they can navigate the business landscape globally.
Wow, Keron Rose, sincere thanks as always. You, I think, many right now will be going on to Google, going on to YouTube to see firsthand. It's YIWU. Yiwu.
Yes, Yiwu City, and everybody remember ChinaGoods.com or shop.chilat.com. And again, every October, look out for that annual festival, because that is where millions of people come to Yiwu to meet and do business. And again, you're building products from scratch, you're sourcing products from all over China. That is the place that you want to go. And again, Trinidad and Tobago government, listen, if we need visa-free access for one place, I beg, 2026, give us at least 30 days visa-free in China. That'll help us tremendously moving forward.
Yiwu, thank you so much, Keron Rose. All the best, and we'll touch base Godspell next week.
Next week, Jason. Take care.
That's right. The Digipreneur, listen, I mean, the man is on the ball. He's out there, he's seeing firsthand what's going on, and he's sharing the knowledge, and I think that's so important. There are many who sometimes know what's going on, see what's happening, and they keep it to themselves so they can have the competitive advantage. Keron Rose, he is sharing this information with us so that we can check for ourselves and get our own momentum and get our ball rolling. Thank you so much, Keron Rose. Up next, conversations on cancer. Dr. Vasant, he's going to join me as always. Vasant Basdio, medical professional there from the Sultanate, and we are treating this week with breast cancer awareness. Dr. Basdio, up next.